The secret money mindset of top billionaires. Picture two people starting with the exact same $1,000. Person A immediately starts looking for ways to spend it, maybe a new phone, some clothes, or a weekend getaway. Person B looks at that $1,000 and thinks, how can I turn this into $2,000? 20 years later, Person A is still living paycheck to paycheck, while Person B has built millions in wealth. The difference isn't luck, education, or even starting capital. It's a mindset, specifically the way billionaires think about money, that's completely opposite to how most people think. I discovered this when I analyzed the thinking patterns of Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, and other self-made billionaires. What I found shocked me. These people don't just have more money, they have completely different mental frameworks about what money is, how it works, and what it's supposed to do. Warren Buffett himself once said the most important investment you can make is in your own mindset about money. But most people never learn them because our culture teaches us to think about money in ways that keep us broke. Today, I'm going to share 7 billionaire money mindsets that can transform your financial life forever. These aren't just theories, they're proven thinking patterns that have created more wealth than any investment strategy or business model. If you're ready to think like a billionaire instead of like someone who's destined to stay broke, hit that subscribe button, type mindset in the comments, and let's dive into the first mental shift that separates the wealthy from everyone else. Mindset number 1, think decades, not days. Most people think about money in terms of weeks, months, or at best years. They want quick returns, fast results, and immediate gratification. But billionaires think in decades. They make decisions today based on where they want to be in 20-30 years, not where they want to be next month. The first billionaire mindset is adopting long-term thinking in everything you do with money. Instead of asking, what will this make me this year? Ask, what will this compound into over the next 20 years? This shift in time horizon completely changes what investments, decisions, and opportunities look like. Warren Buffett exemplifies this perfectly. When he buys stocks, he says he's prepared to hold them forever. His favorite holding period is forever, because he understands that real wealth is built through time and compounding, not quick trades and fast flips. He once said, "Someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago." Start thinking about every financial decision through a 20-year lens. That $50 monthly investment might seem small today, but over 20 years at 10% returns, it becomes $38,000. That impulse purchase might feel good today, but over 20 years, it represents tens of thousands in lost compound growth. Make decisions based on your future self, not your present desires. There was a janitor named Ronald Reed who worked ordinary jobs his entire life but thought like a billionaire about time. He consistently invested small amounts in dividend-paying stocks for over 50 years. When he died, he left an estate worth $8 million. Ronald understood that time was his greatest asset, not his income level. He proved that thinking long-term matters more than earning a high income. A teacher named Susan started investing just $100 monthly at age 30, thinking about her 65-year-old self instead of her current wants. Her friends thought she was crazy for wasting money on boring investments. 35 years later, her patient approach had grown to over $700,000. Susan learned that billionaires get rich slowly, then suddenly. When you think in decades instead of days, patience becomes your superpower, and time becomes your greatest wealth-building tool. Mindset number 2. Create value, don't chase money. Here's where most people get it backwards. They chase money directly instead of focusing on creating value. They ask, how can I make more money? Instead of, how can I solve bigger problems for more people? Billionaires understand that money is just a byproduct of value creation, not the goal itself. The second billionaire mindset is focusing obsessively on creating value while letting money follow naturally. When you solve real problems for real people, money flows to you automatically. When you chase money without creating value, you stay broke no matter how hard you work. This principle appears throughout ancient wisdom. In the Bible, it says, "Give, and it will be given to you." This isn't just spiritual advice. it's practical economics. When you give value first, financial rewards follow. Jeff Bezos built Amazon by obsessing over customer value, not profit margins. His focus on solving customer problems created a trillion-dollar company. Instead of asking, how can I make money? Start asking, what problems can I solve? Look for ways to save people time, money, or frustration. Focus on making other people's lives better, easier, or more enjoyable. Price your solutions based on the value you create, not the time you spend. When you become valuable to others, money becomes inevitable. A plumber named Mike was struggling to make ends meet, charging by the hour. When he shifted to solving his customer's biggest problem, emergency repairs, he started charging based on urgency and value instead of time. His income tripled because he was solving a valuable problem, not just trading hours for dollars. Mike learned that value creation is the foundation of all wealth. There was a software developer named Lisa who spent years trying to build apps that would make her rich. Nothing worked until she focused on solving a specific problem for restaurant owners: simple inventory management. Her solution wasn't the fanciest, but it solved a real problem. Within 2 years, her app was generating $50,000 monthly because she focused on value creation instead of wealth extraction. When you chase value creation instead of money, you attract wealth naturally because you're giving the market what it actually wants. If you've been chasing money directly instead of focusing on creating value, and this mindset shift makes sense to you, pause and comment 1 below. If you're already focused on value creation and want different billionaire strategies, comment 2 so I know what to focus on in future videos. Now let's dive into mindset 3 that Warren Buffett calls the 8th wonder of the world. Mindset number 3. Compound everything, not just money. Most people understand compound interest in theory, but only apply it to their savings account. Billionaires understand that everything in life compounds: skills, relationships, reputation, knowledge, and habits. They systematically compound every aspect of their lives, not just their money. The third billionaire mindset is recognizing that compound growth applies to far more than investments. Your skills compound when you learn consistently. Your network compounds when you help others succeed. Your reputation compounds when you deliver value repeatedly. Billionaires optimize for compound growth in everything they do. Albert Einstein allegedly called compound interest the 8th wonder of the world, saying he who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it. But billionaires take this further. They understand that compound growth is the fundamental force behind all success, not just financial returns. Apply compound thinking to your skills by learning something new daily, even if it's just 15 minutes. Apply it to relationships by consistently helping others without expecting immediate returns. Apply it to your reputation by delivering exceptional value every single time. Small daily improvements compound into extraordinary results over the years. Just like money. A real estate agent named David started reading 1 real estate book monthly and attending 1 networking event weekly. These seemed like small actions, but after 5 years, his compounded knowledge and relationships made him the go-to agent in his area. His income grew from $60,000 to $300,000 annually because he understood that expertise and networks compound just like investments. There was a graphic designer named Maria who spent 30 minutes daily learning new design techniques and sharing her work online. Her skills compounded, her following grew, and her reputation spread. 3 years later, major brands were paying her $5,000 per project because her compound learning had made her exceptionally valuable. Maria proved that skill compounding can be more powerful than money compounding. When you compound everything, not just money, you become exponentially more valuable, and exponentially valuable people attract exponential wealth. Mindset number 4. Embrace boring investments. Here's what separates billionaires from broke people trying to get rich quick. Billionaires get excited about boring investments, while others chase exciting opportunities that usually lead to losses. Billionaires understand that boring investments are boring because they work consistently, while exciting investments are exciting because they're usually gambling. The fourth billionaire mindset is finding excitement in boring, proven strategies instead of chasing shiny objects that promise quick riches. Billionaires get wealthy through systematic, predictable methods that compound over time, not through dramatic, unpredictable bets that might pay off. Warren Buffett has become one of the world's richest people by investing in boring companies like Coca-Cola, American Express, and insurance companies. He avoids exciting tech IPOs and cryptocurrency speculation. His portfolio is filled with companies that make money slowly and steadily for decades. He once said, "I'd rather be approximately right than precisely wrong." Focus on proven wealth-building strategies that have worked for decades. Index fund investing, dividend-paying stocks, real estate, and building valuable skills. Avoid get-rich-quick schemes, day trading, speculative investments, and anything that promises dramatic returns without corresponding risks. Embrace the boring path, because boring paths lead to extraordinary destinations. A nurse named Patricia ignored all the crypto hype and exciting investment trends her coworkers discussed. Instead, she invested $400 monthly in boring S&P 500 index funds for 25 years. While her friends jumped between trending investments and mostly lost money, Patricia's boring strategy grew to $850,000. She learned that boring investments create exciting bank account balances. There was a mechanic named Tom who was tempted by day trading and cryptocurrency promises, but chose boring real estate instead. He bought one rental property every few years using disciplined saving and boring bank financing. After 20 years, he owned 8 properties, generating $4,000 monthly passive income. Tom discovered that boring strategies create exciting freedom. Boring investments are boring because they work predictably, and predictable wealth creation is what separates billionaires from gamblers. Here's where I want your honest feedback. If you've been chasing exciting investments instead of boring, proven strategies, and this mindset resonates with you, comment 3 below. If you're already focused on boring wealth building and want different billionaire insights, comment 4 to help me understand what billionaire strategies you need most. Now, let's explore Mindset 5 that billionaires use to multiply their wealth exponentially. Mindset number 5. Leverage other people's time, money, and expertise. Most people try to build wealth using only their own time, money, and knowledge. But billionaires understand that real wealth comes from leveraging other people's resources, their time, money, and expertise. They don't just work hard, they make other people's work multiply their results. The 5th billionaire mindset is systematically leveraging others instead of trying to do everything yourself. This means hiring people whose time is worth less than yours, using other people's money to buy assets, and partnering with experts who know what you don't know. In the Bible, Jesus multiplied 5 loaves and 2 fish to feed thousands. This principle of multiplication through leverage is fundamental to wealth creation. You start with what you have, but you multiply it through strategic partnerships and systems that extend beyond your personal limitations. Hire virtual assistants for tasks that cost less than your hourly value. Use bank loans to buy real estate that generates more income than the loan payments. Partner with experts who have skills you lack rather than trying to learn everything yourself. Every hour you free up can be invested in higher value activities that only you can do. A consultant named Rachel was stuck making $75 hourly because she did everything herself: research, writing, client calls, invoicing, scheduling. She hired a virtual assistant for $15 hourly to handle administrative tasks. This freed up 10 hours weekly for higher value consulting work. Within 6 months, her income increased 40% because she leveraged other people's time to focus on what generated the most revenue. There was a real estate investor named Mark who used other people's money to build his portfolio. Instead of saving $200,000 to buy properties with cash, he used bank financing to buy 5 properties with $40,000 down payments each. The rental income covered the mortgages, and he controlled $1 million in real estate instead of $200,000. Mark learned that leverage multiplies both opportunities and returns. When you leverage other people's resources strategically, you break through the limitations of your personal time, money, and knowledge. Mindset number 6. Think like an owner, not an employee. Most people think like employees even when they're not working for someone else. They trade time for money, follow instructions rather than creating systems, and focus on working harder instead of working smarter. Billionaires think like owners. They create systems, hire people, and build assets that work without them. The sixth billionaire mindset is shifting from employee thinking to owner thinking in everything you do. Employees ask, "How much will you pay me?" Owners ask, "How can I create something valuable?" Employees focus on security. Owners focus on opportunity. Employees want steady paychecks. Owners build equity. King Solomon became incredibly wealthy not by working harder than everyone else, but by building systems and partnerships that generated wealth beyond his personal efforts. He created trade routes, established partnerships with other kingdoms, and built infrastructure that generated income whether he was personally involved or not. Start thinking about every activity through an ownership lens. Instead of just doing work, ask how you can systematize it so others can do it. Instead of trading time for money, ask how you can create assets that generate income repeatedly. Instead of being irreplaceable, make yourself so valuable that you can focus on strategy while others handle execution. A freelance writer named Jessica was stuck at $50 per article because she thought like an employee. When she shifted to owner thinking, she created a content agency, hired other writers, and focused on landing bigger clients. She now makes $500 to $2,000 per project by managing teams instead of writing every word herself. Jessica discovered that owners earn more than employees, even in the same industry. There was a personal trainer named Carlos, who was limited by his physical presence with clients. When he started thinking like an owner, he created online courses, hired other trainers, and built a fitness app. His income grew from $60,000 annually to over $300,000 because he built scalable systems instead of just trading his time for money. Owner thinking transforms you from someone who gets paid for showing up to someone who gets paid for creating value that works without you. Mindset number 7. Invest in yourself before anything else. Here's the final billionaire mindset that separates the wealthy from everyone else. They understand that the best investment they can make is in themselves. While most people look for external opportunities to grow their money, billionaires focus on growing their own value first. They know that when you become more valuable, everything else becomes easier. The seventh billionaire mindset is prioritizing self-investment above all other investments. This means spending money on education, skills, experiences, and relationships that make you more capable, more valuable, and more effective. Billionaires understand that you are your greatest asset, and improving that asset generates the highest returns. Warren Buffett reads 500+ pages daily and spends 80% of his time learning and thinking. He famously said, "The best investment you can make is in your own abilities." Bill Gates takes reading weeks twice yearly to absorb new knowledge. They understand that investing in their knowledge and capabilities multiplies the effectiveness of every other investment they make. Before investing in stocks, real estate, or businesses, invest in developing skills that increase your earning potential. Before buying expensive gadgets or lifestyle upgrades, buy books, courses, and experiences that expand your capabilities. The return on investing in yourself often exceeds any external investment because it compounds across everything you do. A software developer named Amanda was earning $60,000 annually and debating whether to invest her $5,000 savings in stocks. Instead, she invested in advanced programming courses and AWS certifications. Within 18 months, her enhanced skills landed her a $95,000 job. Her $5,000 investment in herself generated $35,000 additional annual income, a 700% annual return that no stock market investment could match. There was a sales manager named Robert who spent $10,000 on advanced sales training and personal development seminars. His colleagues thought he was crazy for wasting money on education. But his improved skills and confidence led to better performance, a promotion, and eventually starting his own consulting business, generating $200,000 annually. Robert discovered that self-investment has unlimited upside potential. A marketing professional named Elena used her vacation budget to attend industry conferences and networking events instead of taking expensive trips. The relationships and knowledge she gained led to freelance opportunities, then a startup partnership that sold for $2 million 3 years later. Elena learned that investing in yourself opens doors that no other investment can. When you invest in yourself first, you increase your ability to create value, which increases your ability to attract wealth from every other source. So there you have it. 7 billionaire money mindsets that can transform your financial life forever. Think in decades. Create value first. Compound everything. Embrace boring investments. Leverage others' resources. Think like an owner and invest in yourself before anything else. But here's the truth that separates billionaires from people who just learn about billionaire thinking. Mindset without action is just philosophy. These mental frameworks only create wealth when you apply them consistently to real decisions about real money in real situations. Most people will watch this video, feel inspired, maybe even take notes, but then go back to the same thinking patterns that have kept them financially stuck. Don't be most people. Pick one mindset from today's video and commit to applying it for the next 30 days. Maybe you'll start thinking about investments through a 20-year lens instead of a 20-day lens. Maybe you'll focus on creating value for others instead of chasing money directly. Maybe you'll invest in developing a valuable skill instead of buying something that depreciates. The specific mindset matters less than choosing one and practicing it until it becomes automatic. Remember, billionaires aren't billionaires because they started with more money. They became billionaires because they thought about money differently than everyone else. When you adopt their mindsets, you start attracting their results. If these billionaire mindsets opened your eyes to new possibilities, share this video with someone who's ready to think differently about money. Hit that like button, subscribe for more wealth-building insights that actually work. And comment below with which billionaire mindset you're going to start practicing this week. Your mindset determines your financial destiny. Choose the mindset of wealth, and wealth will choose you.